Yeah, it says I'm the broadcaster. Like my Twitch handle.
Yeah, we're good. I see you. You're on that one.
Oh, on MCEL I am?
Yep, you're here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I hope it's not too laggy. I guess that means I'm streaming to both of them, huh? Here, let me. In that case, let me.
You think you're live on yours?
Oh, you know what? No, 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 no. I'm not live on mine. Never mind.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome.
Okay, thank God.
All right, we'll throw the other thing on there. Throw the overlay, the game card on front of everything while you're doing the other stuff, and you're good to go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, that should all be up there.
Yeah, throw the. I can see everything you're doing, so throw the game card on top as your top layer.
Ah, this thing right here.
Oh, then you can't do that. Yeah, okay, do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
It's preseason.
Okay. I'm gonna
All right, man.
bump
Let
some
me know if you
shit.
need anything. You should be good.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Have a good one.
Mhm. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Let me know how I sound. Mic check. Want to make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear. Okay, music is good. Mic is great. Perfect. That is exactly what we are looking for. All right. Welcome out, everybody, to the MCEL League of Legends Preseason. My name is Wax. I will be your shoutcaster for tonight. Let me go ahead and adjust our volume real quickly, just so that I'm not drowned out here. Today, we have some Paradise Valley Community College going up against CGC. And we are hopefully in for an exciting match. We've got the Tom Kench ban and the Tryndamere ban on either side here. Looks like they're banning out in the order, likely. There goes the Tom Kench and the Graves bans. Tom Kench is a pretty big threat right now. And Tom Kench really looking like a threat, so good thing they banned him. Viego also going to be banned. I do recall they did nerf him recently, so definitely not as oppressive as he was when he was first released. So, but it seems like it may have been a target ban. And now we see the Yuumi ban come out as well, and the Kha'Zix ban, so Both very solid bans. Kha'Zix definitely, when he snowballs and gets his evolutions, going to be a threat, near impossible to go up against. And then the Yuumi ban as well, very solid ban. You don't really want to have to deal with a Yuumi late game if it gets to late game. We are seeing the left side pick here with the Malphite. Malphite top, likely. Malphite is a great champion. A lot of utility, very tanky. You can go build him tank or AP. And then we see the Shaco and then the Diana. And I should say that Joe Mama Cheese is new to the team, playing his first game. I believe this is, let's see, which side is PVCC and which side is CGC? I must have gotten that. I'll get that information eventually. So we got the Shaco. That might be a Shaco top, it looks like. Could be also Shaco support. Although Shaco isn't really a pick you see in the top lane. There are a few dedicated Shaco top mains. Right side is PVCC. Okay, thank you very much, Outloopy, in the chat. Right side is PVCC. Perfect. So we did see the Diana a couple weeks ago from PVCC, and it definitely helped turn the tide in favor of them in that game with Memon on the Diana there. Definitely had some very impactful ultimates that really shifted the tide in their favor. And now we're seeing the Yasuo pick from I Am Dizzy. So Yasuo and Talon. That Malphite with the Yasuo is going to be a very deadly ultimate combination. Malphite can get an entire team knocked up with a click of a button, and Yasuo can just deal a whole ton of damage to them as well with his ultimate. And now we're seeing the Rammus come out. So it looks like that's... Wow, we have 3 potential junglers from the side of PVCC here. It looks like it is going to be a Rammus. You don't really see a Rammus anywhere outside of the jungle. So it is probably going to be Shaco top, Diana mid. And we see the Soraka band out next. Definitely not a fan of enchanters this game. We saw the Yuumi ban, we saw the Soraka ban, and now the Blitzcrank getting banned as well. Definitely don't want to be caught by the Blitzcrank hooks, so we'll see how that benefits the side of CGC with that Blitzcrank ban. And finally, an Ashe ban. That's curious. I'm not really sure why you'd go for an Ashe ban. Ashe doesn't really seem to me of like a very threatening champion. Doesn't really scale as hard as other AD carries, though it might have just been a target ban.
I must not fall.
There are definitely some other ADCs to be scared of. You've got Draven, Aphelios, Kog'Maw. I'm just thinking of other Jinx. I'm just thinking of scaling ADCs that are terrifying to go up against late game. But Ashe is definitely not one of them. Vayne, again, is another one. And we see Griggs on the Ziggs. He's hovering it. Are we going to see a Ziggs bot? Yes, we are. Awesome. The Ziggs beef coming out. We did see some Ziggs last time I was casting and did a pretty good job bullying out that Lucian. So I'm actually looking forward to see the Ziggs gameplay. Right now, we do have a lot of AP from PV, though. So going to be interesting to see how CGC builds against that. We're probably going to see a couple Wits Ends from the Yasuo or from the Misfortune, maybe. Malphite's probably going to stack a bunch of MR. And now we got the Morgana. That is going to be very, very painful to deal with, especially with the Misfortune. That's going to be a whole lot of slow, a whole lot of root, and a whole lot of damage as well. You do not want to get hit by that Morgana Q and then just have your life force drained away by that pool. We are waiting on the support pick here from Draconian Fear. Looks like it's going to be the Thresh. So, bunch of solid champions coming out here in this draft. The Shaco, I'm curious as to how that is going to be dealt with because again, Shaco not a lot of top Shaco top is very rare. You don't really see a lot of top laners run Shaco. It's a pretty niche pick. So that could either make or break PVCC, in my opinion. I mean, if this Malphite, if Tryndamere knows how to deal with this Shaco pick, then it could be game over. Because if Shaco is behind, it's going to be a lot harder to contribute to team fights than it is already when you're playing Shaco. But all right, let's get into it. Look, so there's a healthy balance. We will go ahead and get you guys after the delay. All right, we are going to be getting into this first game very, very soon here. Thank you very much for staying with us. As we load into this game here, I am very excited to see what we have in store from these comps. I definitely want to talk about them a little bit more once the game begins here. Here we go. One thing that definitely sticks out to me is the Rammus Jungle from PVCC. We really do like to see Rammus. He's a great champ, great tank. But I think what's missing from PVCC is the damage. You have your Diana, you have your Ziggs, you know, and you've got your front line like Thresh and Rammus to absorb a lot of those hits. But Shaco, you know, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to contribute outside of those few fringe picks here and there. You know, obviously, I'm only speaking, you know, in the grand scheme of things. There's really no telling how effective each player is going to be until we see them in action. But for sure, I will say one thing is there isn't a whole lot of damage on the side of PVCC, just looking at these champs. And it is mostly magic damage. We got the Diana, we got the Rammus, the Ziggs, and then there is Shaco who might build AP. We'll see. Let's look. He is building Corrupting Pot, so no sure way to tell at first. Are going to see a blue side start from Rammus. So he will likely make his way up to the top lane to help Shaco deal with that Malphite. And I am just really excited for this bot lane matchup more than anything. You've got Ziggs, the lane bully, and Thresh, just the master of engage and CC. And then you've got the Morgana and the Misfortune, who are also a very potent bot lane combo themselves. Okay. Shaco definitely giving some respect to Malphite, much more than I thought. Definitely some matchup I thought I'd see Shaco doing his absolute best to bully Malphite out of the lane. We are seeing a bit of a trade here in the mid lane. Nothing too crazy, though. Just a few players hanging out a little further back. Dizzy is going to get on the Diana, get some pretty solid damage on her as well, and is going to get the wave shove under as well. That is going to be very annoying for Diana to deal with. I'm going into this matchup here. Meanwhile, Shaco doing his absolute best to shove this wave in. Wants to keep Malphite underneath the tower, so we're seeing a lot from the lane bullies here. And Ziggs is just doing Ziggs things, you know? He's just chucking his Qs back there, not really doing a whole lot. MF throwing some abilities back there. Try to get Thresh off of her. Doesn't really want to get hit by that hook. Now here comes Dizzy in with another trade. It doesn't quite get it. Thresh lands the hook. Talon's in as well to stop that engage. And Talon is able to save them in time here so that they don't really get an early kill. So great move from the Talon to avoid that Ziggs getting first blood. Meanwhile, this mid lane is very scrappy. We are seeing a lot of trades coming out here. Although here comes the Rammus. He is coming in. Didn't quite get the taunt. Oh, the taunt does come out, though. Diana ignites him. Or does not ignite him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But the Rammus and the Diana combination does take down the Yasuo. Talon going to come in quickly and then finish off the Diana after that. We are going to see this wave mid collapsing underneath the tower. Rammus can only sit there and watch his minions die at the hands of Talon. We are seeing a DC. Oh, no, he has come back. All right. Both teams definitely taking it a little slow here. Ziggs definitely doing a better job of getting those waves shoved in. I mean, those Qs are just so powerful. You know, they just do so much damage early to these minions. And there's only so much Miss Fortune can do, but, you know, stay back and wait for the waves to push into her. Although that does make it a little more safe for her. It does allow Ziggs time to get back and farm his items. Excuse me. Still seeing some very aggressive trading here in the mid lane. Both of these players want to gain an advantage. They want one to happen fast, you know? Talon just hanging out mid as well. Same with Rammus. They definitely want to play for mid here, both of these teams. Here comes Rammus coming in onto the Yasuo. Can't quite get onto him, though. Yasuo did hold onto that flash, but he does get taunted. Rammus just sitting there taking a ton of damage. He does have to flash as well. Rammus is going down here. That dash from Yasuo going to take him down. And Diana just not able to get in there. Rammus, that taunt, just not being able to create a big enough opening. I mean, you really, that initial knock-up when you hit somebody on your Q with Rammus, that gives your team just enough time to close that gap so they can get some extra damage on them. But Yasuo did a really good job holding on to that flash. I mean, if I were Rammus there, I definitely want to try to flash a little bit earlier, maybe flash into the Yasuo. And that could give his team, that could have given Diana some sort of edge there. But at the end of the day, hindsight is 20/20, and it was a very good play by Yasuo to avoid taking that damage there. And he just now gets level 6 as well. That probably could have been a kill on the Diana there. And we are getting frozen here. I am assuming this is when the true pause was. So we are going to sit and wait. There we go. All right, yet another wave falling under the tower. Thanks to Yasuo. Diana doing a much better job of farming this one, though. Looks like she is going to get every single one. Not bad. Well, so far we've seen Morgana land most of her Qs on this Ziggs. At least the ones that the camera has caught. So, well done by her to try to get some counter poke on the Ziggs. Let's go ahead and turn the directed camera back on so that we don't miss any action. Now it's Thresh getting some good poke on the Morgana as well. So this Ziggs is doing a real, and Thresh doing a really good job of keeping pressure on the Morgana Miss Fortune bot lane combo. Meanwhile, Talon and Rammus find each other in the jungle. Not really gonna go ahead and try for anything there. Probably the smarter play. Although Thresh is coming up here. Nope, Talon is gonna be the one who tries to look for something, doesn't quite find it. But now here's Thresh, misses his Q after getting hit by the Morgana. Talon tries to make something happen, but is there a little too late. And the Ziggs Q does a pretty good job poking the Morgana and the MF once again. Meanwhile, Rammus is out here still all alone in the jungle. Yasuo and Rammus are going to converge on him. Is he going to be able to get out? Does not look like it. Yasuo does take him down. And that is my apology. That is actually the Rammus' jungle, not the Talons. But that is going to be the blue buff for Talon. Thresh now making his way up here by himself. Does have to flash there, as it seems like Diana was not going to be able to make it there in time. So we are just looking at some pretty solid map control from CGC right now. They do not want to give up this side of the jungle, and Ziggs and Thresh are being backed into a corner consistently here. Meanwhile, the top lane not really looking too one-sided right now. We have just been seeing both of these players go back and forth. That Malphite Q being point and click is actually very helpful for him, as it's going to track the Shaco even after he turns invisible. So here comes the ultimate. Gets the clone instead, though. Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. Now here comes the Rammus. Going to try to clean up as well. Gets the taunt and the knockup onto the Malphite. Malphite is going to be forced to flash there. Looks like he is going to be able to make it out alive. Thank goodness he held on to his flash there. Now he is going to live to see another day, though it is going to cost him his ultimate ability. Meanwhile, Ziggs and Thresh just staying very comfortable right here, trying to take a plating. Though Morgana and Misfortune definitely going to walk up. They do not want to give up that plating so easily. We may start to see both of these junglers go for objectives now soon. The Rift Herald is up. The Dragon is now up. An Infernal Drake. That is going to be very, very important for both of these teams, especially Paradise Valley. You need as much damage as you can with a comp like this. Excuse me. Ziggs and Thresh still just shoving all of these waves, just making it completely unbearable for Misfortune and Morgana to have to come down there and farm unless they lose a ton of waves. We are starting to see some players group up around the drag here. We may start to see our first major fight. Scuttle is going to go to PVCC, and that will be pretty important for them in the grand scheme of things here. Thresh hits the Q onto the Morgana. She is able to back out and Q him. Morgana R comes out. No, Morgana Q comes out. Man, FR comes out. Takes down the Thresh. Rammus R trying to come in and salvage something as with the Ziggs R, but nothing really happens there. Morgana hitting yet another Q onto the Rammus for some extra poke. But nothing can be salvaged from it, it looks like. Yasuo coming out, trying to do some damage on the Diana. Does use his R. Doesn't quite get her, though. Though she may be forced to back up if Yasuo does try to go for something flashy here. There are no enemy minions, although here they come. Diana, you are going to want to be careful here. Is Yasuo going to try for something? Let's take a look. Doesn't look like it. Yep, doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, here comes Talon. Kills the Shaco. Oh my goodness, Malphite, the R knockup prevents Shaco from doing anything cheeky there to get out of that situation. Now here comes the Yasuo. Didn't actually attack the Diana there, so the tower was not aggroing him. And so he was able to get out without taking too much damage from that Diana. So I think he may have known something was coming there and decided not to aggro her. Rammus comes in immediately, decides to back out now that Diana is gone. And we may start to see another fight begin for the dragon here. Although it would definitely behoove Paradise Valley to try to get this dragon immediately. You know, especially with this deficit they're at right now. They really want to be able to come back from this, and they'll need as much damage as possible. Yeah, we see 4 players at drag right now. They are working on this Infernal Drake. It looks like they are going to be getting it. No player on CGC is in a position to try and steal this. So that is going to be a nice free dragon for Paradise Valley. We are going to see a reset from the bot lane here as their waves push into the Misfortune. She will have to deal with that appropriately. Still not a whole lot of action in the top lane. Very good play from Malphite and that Talon to shut that Shaco down. So Shaco not really able to find a lead just yet. And again, as I said, you really do want to try to find those leads as Shaco. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself not really doing too much damage and being much help in these team fights. I am biased, of course. Shaco is definitely one of my personally least favorite champions. But now, Scuffle in the bot lane real quick. Misfortune uses her R, but is able to... Ziggs and Thresh are able to avoid that damage there after Thresh uses his R and his exhaust. And the health from PV bot lane, not really the best at the moment. We are seeing another Scuffle here in the top lane. Shaco doing his best to try to take down the Rift Herald, although he is not able to get out in time. Malphite and Talon do end up chasing him expertly. So the CGC lead is definitely climbing here. Now sitting at about 5... Hold on. Yes, about 5,000 gold. Had to do the mental math in my head there for a little bit. And, you know, it looks like they're comfortable with just farming. You know, Malphite is starting to get his hands on this second tower here. He definitely wants to get this taken care of. Rammus is going to come in, try to make something happen. Malphite doing a ton of damage, though, to him. Will be forced to back up, though, as the tower is aggroing him, and that Shaco was closing in. But now Malphite going to try to go for a bait here. Yeah, the Shaco's going to take the bait, try to get aggro on him. Yasuo helps him out, kills the Shaco there as well. Looks like they are going to try for a gank onto the Rammus here. Rammus gets the kill. Nice ult from the Malphite there as well to scare that Rammus. And now we see Diana up top as well. So seems like they're just kind of coming in one by one. I just asking to die to this Malphite and Yasuo. And Yasuo is going to be able to take the Rammus's red buff for free now as well. And CGC bot lane, you know, they're holding out a little bit, you know. But Ziggs and Thresh just completely put themselves in an unfavorable position as the Talon jumps in and saves the MF and the Misfortune at the last second there. It was looking certainly bleak for CGC's bot lane, though, but that Talon, just great positioning coming in at the perfect time. And honestly, I think that CGC can just kind of ride this snowball out if they just keep playing how they're playing now. And they are going to try to take this mid tower here. There's not a whole lot Diana can do. Now we are seeing 3 people come down bot. Here comes the Ziggs TP. He's going to try to help out as well. And here comes the Malphite ultimate with the Yasuo ultimate. Oh my god, that's going to be 3 dead? 2! Diana and Ziggs come down. Rammus forced to flash and get out. Yasuo really wants that triple. No, it looks like he is going to live to see another day. But they are going to get this mid tower for that as well. So, fantastic play from the Malphite and the Yasuo. That is exactly what we were looking for and what they were looking for when they selected those 2 champions together. Meanwhile, Misfortune is very comfortable with just walking and shooting up this tower on that Thresh. You can definitely tell she is very okay with the lead that her team has right now. We're going to try and see PVCC, or we're going to see PVCC try to manifest some sort of map control here. Yasuo finds Shaco, does get a kill on him as well. So unfortunate positioning by the Shaco there that he did get caught out by the Yasuo. But again, we did see PVCC try to regain some map control there with the Scuttle, though it looks like they just simply do not have the manpower to deal with this damage that's coming from CGC here. And I mean, look at this, you know? I mean, it's exactly what I was saying, you know? They catch the Yasuo. I mean, of course they are fed. But at the end, at the same time, I mean, there's just no damage. There's just no damage from PVCC. They just can't do enough damage to get these important shutdowns. You know, when you've got Shaco, who's an assassin who's playing from behind, you're just not really going to do any damage. And then you've got Rammus, who doesn't do a whole lot of damage on his own. It's very slow and gradual, and he's a champion that can be kited easily as he is very slow. And Malphite coming in, killing that Shaco. No mercy, just run in and solo ults him. And the Ziggs and the Diana, I mean, they just weren't able to get ahead in their lanes, and that's another reason they're just sort of playing from behind. There's just no damage from PVCC. They just can't get any kills right now. They just have to farm up or play very safe at the moment, and by doing that, they're going to be forfeiting a lot of map control, a lot of objectives. And it's basically GG at this point, especially with a 13,000 gold lead at only 18 minutes. I think it might be back to the drawing board with PV here. Their comp a couple weeks ago, as I recall, was very good. It had very good damage. We had the Ziggs. Excuse me. I believe we had the Diana as well. We are going to try to see them make something happen here. The Morgana ult comes in, kills the clone. Rem is going to have to get away there with the Thresh. But Talon, no mercy, just comes in. It takes down the Talon. Is going to try to get the Thresh as well. Diana ults to try to save him. Doesn't exactly work. Diana having to get out as well. And she is just going to get completely dumpstered by the Yasuo, Malphite, and Talon there. And that is basically GG at this point. There's really no coming back from that. So what can PV do in the future here, going into this next game? Well, we did see them get stomped relatively hard in game 1 of the last 2 weeks ago that we saw. And, you know, they had a better comp, they made smarter bans, they made some smarter decisions, and ultimately that led them to victory in the next game. I think right now it kind of just all comes down to draft. Yasuo almost gets taken down there, actually, but the Immortal Shield Bow proc is going to keep him nice and healthy. So, a noble attempt. Not going to do anything. Shaco coming in, can't do anything. He is going to get taken down as well. And it is all PV can do to just sit under tower and hope they can somehow cheese a kill with the Thresh Hook or the Diana ult. Just keep one of them under tower enough so that the tower can do a good chunk of the damage for them. We're seeing Malphite here and Morgana trying to take the spot tower. Ziggs and Thresh are going to meet them there. Don't want to give it up too easily here. Morgana, that spell shield going to be blocking the Thresh Hook. The Malphite going to knock him all and take him down as well. Thresh deciding to go in there on that Morgana, maybe seeing a kill if he could have gotten her low enough. But the Malphite was ready. He just ran in, charged him, got the R off, and that was it. Yasuo now closing his distance on that Diana. Is going to go ahead and clear this wave first. Does want to get to that full build if he can help it. Not in a big hurry to kill this Diana, it looks like. He's going to drop that pink ward. Doesn't really want to deal with those Shaco boxes. That can get annoying quickly. We are seeing both teams as well ping the Drake here, so they may want to try and fight for this objective, but there's, again, with such a gold lead, there isn't really a whole lot that PV can do with this deficit. And even now, we see Yasuo just brazenly taking on 4 players from PVCC. And PV is just desperate right now. They're trying to make anything happen, but they're just not able to close the distance. Ziggs trying to get some damage onto the MF. Is going to overextend a little bit, and he will get taken down by the Talon. Unfortunate there, although he was desperate. I mean, they have to get something. They have to get some sort of gold. Talon is going to be immobilized here. Is going to be able to make it out, though. That Gore Drinker build is just makes Talon so bulky and heal for so much. And now Thresh trying to make something happen onto the Thresh, or onto the Morgana, excuse me. But that Morgana R and the Ignite going to be able to subdue him and lay him to rest. And now we see Diana trying to make something happen on the Talon. Talon just autoing the tower, though. Wanted to auto the tower to go ahead and just take it down so it is no longer a threat. And then he just runs in and kills the Diana. And now we are seeing CGC just run in here and just completely run over Paradise Valley as they get all of the inhibs. And there's just going to be a lot of discussion that PV is going to have to do here. You know, how can they play the early game a little bit better? What is it they can do? to stop themselves from falling so far behind. Those are just going to be some of the questions they'll have to ask themselves. And it looks like we are going to be looking at GG here, I believe. That is going to be game 1 to CGC. If it decides to go ahead and end here. But I think we all know how this one goes, so I am going to go ahead and exit out of this game, and I will catch you guys at the game 2 start and pick ban. right, guys, we are back with game 2 of CGC versus PVCC. Now PV and CGC have swapped sides, so that is PV on the left, CG on the right. We are going to see what this first ban is going to be. The Kha'Zix jungle is going to be the ban. All right. I think the Malphite Yasuo combo is definitely a threat, and I think that they should do something about that. That was probably one of the main reasons they were getting shut out so hard, was because of that. Yasuo just put in so much work and following up on those Malphite ultimates as well. But Malphite, again, with that ultimate, he's just so useful. And there we go. There is the Malphite ban. We are seeing a Lucian ban from the side of CG as well. Not sure what they're so afraid of from the Lucian, although he is a bit scary right now in the bot lane with his mini rework that he got to his passive. But I'm not sure if Lucian is I'm not sure.
Duller than a broken sandwich.
Well, seems like CG isn't too worried about certain champs, or I guess losing the second game, especially how dominant they were in that first game.
As you wish.
Tryndamere gets banned, probably a good idea considering the top laner from the side of CG is named Tryndamere. TK ban as well, probably for the best there.
End of the line.
Grave's going to get banned as well, and that is going to be the final ban for the first ban phase. So we are going to see who we are going to pick now. PV gonna pick the Blitzcrank. That is likely going to be a Blitzcrank support for Draconian Fear. Definitely a solid pick. Definitely a threat to look out for. I mean, we did see the Thresh, the Draconian Fear. He was hitting his Qs pretty consistently. So it'd be interesting to see how he is on the Blitzcrank with the Qs. It is a little different, and the risk is a tiny bit higher just because of the mana cost, but the reward is just so satisfying, especially with the level 2, I believe it's the E with the knockup. My goodness. And now we're seeing the Morgana Talons. So we are seeing two picks that we saw last game. The Morgana pick also, of course, going to be very threatening. And then the Talon pick as well, we saw put in a huge amount of work, especially with that Gore Drinker Bruiser build. So I wonder who Memon is going to pick now. Looks like he is going to try for the Rammus jungle again, possibly. He is hovering it. There we go. There is the Rammus pick. So already we've got 2 tanks. And we were seeing a problem there from the side of PV last game, where they didn't build enough damage. And already we're seeing 2 tanks here. So hopefully we're not going to get a replication of that issue. And we can just have them pick just powerful, consistent champions who can, consistently put out that damage. We see the Vex pick. So again, we're seeing just a full magic team. We got the Rammus, the Vex, the Blitz. And is that a Teemo? It looks like I am seeing a Teemo hover. Teemo, a huge threat with the buffs right now that he just recently received to his Q and his E. I think his E got buffed. I'm not sure. But his Q is now so threatening, especially late game. So that Teemo going to be Definitely scary to deal with. Here we are now in the second ban phase. Seeing CG ban the Ziggs, and the Griggs was actually a pretty solid Ziggs player. That is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, that is his main champion, unless somebody in chat wants to correct me. It is the one I have seen him play the most, and I have seen him perform the best on. So we are going to see how he plays around that. I will say maybe it's not the worst thing in the world that Ziggs got banned, because honestly, they really do need an AD champion right now, and I'm not sure Ziggs would be the best pick anyway. But we shall see what this next ban is.
Not a problem.
The MF ban. So that's the MF ban for CGC here.
No cure for fools.
And I'm reading chat right now. It says that Griggs has been practicing a lot of different ADCs, and he has a super strong Draven, and that is pretty great to hear. I would love to see some pretty solid Draven gameplay. Hopefully he can dominate. Assuming he picks Draven. Now we're seeing the Caitlyn. And is this it? Is this the Draven? He's hovering it. Come on, give us what we came for. Yes, welcome to the League of Draven. Here comes the Draven pick. And we're going to see the final pick here. It's going to be a top lane pick here. Assuming it's not Blitzcrank top. If it's Blitzcrank top, my mind is blown. And I'd love to see that, honestly. But let's take a look. Fingers crossed. We can only hope. Nope, it's going to be the Shen top probably here. And the Yuumi support, are we looking at possibly? Yes. Caitlyn and Yuumi bot lane. My goodness. Okay, so both of these team comps, both looking very scary. Not a whole lot of frontline from the side of CG, but I'm not sure if that's going to matter when most of your team is going to melt everything anyway. Talon is going to be a bit beefier with that Gore Drinker build, but it isn't going to be the sole deciding factor, of course. So a lot more balance on the side of Paradise Valley. But again, that's 3 tanks, you guys. We have 3 tanks on the side of PV, and if they can't get ahead, they're just not going to be tanky at all. And no tanky, they're not going to be tanky. There's going to be no damage. You know, they're just going to fall behind fast again. So hopefully they can do something about this. They can do something early game to give themselves some sort of lead. But we are going to catch you guys on the game start here. I will see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining us after that little break. We are going to be coming into game 2 here of PVCC versus CGC. We are going to see CG get some early vision on the red buff to maybe go ahead and scope out what the moves are. Nothing too intense, though.
Minions have spawned.
I'm interested to see this Teemo gameplay for sure. I want to see how he's going to play the Teemo top into the Shen. Shen probably not going to like this matchup very much because he just does auto so much. That is where a large portion of his damage does come from. And we are going to see opposite side buffs coming into play here. Maybe Talon could go for an invade here if he truly wanted to. And try to get that red buff. But doesn't look like it. Morgana going to hit a nice Q onto that Draven early on that is going to allow her and the Caitlyn to get some auto attacks onto him. And is this a Yuumi mid? I just realized. I just realized this is a Yuumi mid we're looking at right now. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What? Yep, that is a Yuumi mid we are looking at right now, guys. Oh my goodness. But the Blitzcrank Q gonna get hit on the Morgana. Morgana, is she gonna be able to get out? No, the Draven, first blood, League of Draven, it's begun. He is going to get some extra gold there. That is 461 gold for Draven off of that first blood. So well played. Very nice Q from that Blitzcrank as well. To engage on that as well. We are going to see the Shen try to make something happen on this Teemo. The autos, though, that Q blind is going to do so much to avoid the damage from the Shen. And Rammus is going to safely get his buff here. Now Shen forced under tower. This is going to make ganking him or diving him a little bit harder. Teemo going to try to make something happen. Oh my goodness! Is he going to die? And now Shen gets a kill onto the Teemo. Talon not very happy about that. Definitely wants to take care of his friend. Yeah, he is going to get taken down by the Shen, by the Talon there. And we are seeing Yuumi mid just kind of sit there and play Yuumi mid. I mean, what else is there to say? It's Yuumi mid. He's doing a pretty good job at dodging these skill shots. Yuumi gonna avoid the Rammus gank as well, so doing some very good positioning here. Just autoing the Rammus and the Vex here. And the Vex is now basically out of mana. So there's not a lot more she can contribute to dealing with this Yuumi. And Yuumi, is she going to be able to get the kill here? No way. Talon is going to be coming in here as well, trying to make something happen. Both the Rammus and the Vex are getting pretty low. Here comes the Noxian Diplomacy. Going to be taking down the Rammus, and now Vex is getting low as well. Not a whole lot she's going to be able to do here. She is going to be taken down as well. The Yuumi Talon. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. And Yuumi, even with the exhaust as well, that probably helped do in the Rammus there. Now the Blitzcrank gonna get hit by a Morgana Q. A little bit of poke damage gonna be put onto him, but my goodness, that Yuumi mid with the Talon, that is deadly, my friend. Draven definitely at a dangerously low amount of health here. You really don't want to be this low into that Morgana when a blood pool and then a well-placed Q from the Caitlyn just completely puts a stop to you. And here we go, Blitzcrank just completely poked out there, even forced to flash as well so as to not take too much damage. My goodness. So far, the Yuumi mid, though, working in the favor of CGC right now. Teemo and Shen, the trading is definitely happening right now. I'm certainly surprised. I was under the impression that Teemo would be able to stuff in the Shen a lot more, but it looks like he is playing a little further back on purpose, just to keep the wave near him, near closer to the center of the lane, so that Talon can come in as he did just now and help take care of that Shen. Looks like it isn't going to be enough, though, as Shen was able to safely get out a little bit. But this wave is just now completely under tower, and Shen, he has to stay here. He has to get this wave. This is just so much XP and so much potential gold he'd be missing out on if he didn't get it. And just barely trying to stay alive. Meanwhile, the Yuumi just sitting comfortably in the mid, just dodging skill shots. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yep, just sitting there comfortably. Not really taking a whole lot of damage. That bone plating definitely preventing a lot of damage from being put onto the Yuumi there. And she is running Lost Chapter, so that is going to be a lot of mana regen as well over time as she levels up here. Now we are seeing Talon make his way through the bot side river. Probably going to try to make something happen onto this Vex. Here he goes. Talon trying to make something happen, although the Vex was ready for it. She does not have any mana right now. Not a whole lot she can do. And it seems CGC is in a comfortable position to go ahead and begin taking this dragon. Draven going to try to make something happen onto the Caitlyn. She is going to be forced to heal there. She is getting quite low, but here comes the Talon and the Morgana as well. Shen standing united with his friends there to try to make something happen. Talon now getting taunted as well. Going to get out, though, and take down the Draven. Now here comes the Teemo TP as well. He is probably going to try to make something happen. No, that is going to be it for CG. I believe they are going to go ahead and take that. They are happy with that for sure. And now they're going to be able to take this dragon for free. So a bit overzealous from the Draven there to try to get that Caitlyn. I'm not sure if he probably didn't see that Talon coming, but my goodness. I can only imagine how terrifying that must have been. And now we're seeing 4 players walk up to the mid lane as well, looking for this Vex. They really want her dead. My goodness. Did she show herself there? It looks like it. My goodness, the Morgana missing the Q on her. That's okay. It looks like she probably wasn't going to be able to get the kill on her anyway. Shen trying to make something happen. Oh, here comes the Vex. She does hit her R on the Morgana. Going to come in and get that kill as well. So that is a nice little comeback for her, hopefully. I believe she just hit the Yuumi as well, but not really going to take any chances there while she is sitting under tower. Probably going to be for the better here. And Yuumi just going to walk at this Vex, autoing her down to death. Meanwhile, Draven and Blitzcrank just fighting for their lives right now. The Noxie Diplomacy coming in, hopping over the wall, going to kill the Blitzcrank as well after that popping that ultimate. Draven gonna try to make something happen as well. Talon's getting really low here. Let's get a massive shutdown. Draven now trying to fight the Caitlyn, but the R gonna come in. Doesn't quite get him, but it is going to be enough to get Draven 2 back up there. So very well played from the Draven there. Get that shutdown onto Talon. I believe that is worth for them, if I'm not mistaken. But very glad Draven is going to try and be able to make something happen here, hopefully, for his team. Shen's still sitting under tower with this Teemo. There's not really a whole lot he can do, but just kind of get poked down and sit under tower at this point. And is he going tank Shen? Yes, he is. He is going to be going full tank Shen here. But look at this. Look at the difference in the teams that we're seeing here. We see a good balance of AP and AD from Paradise Valley, or from CGC here. And then on the side of PV, we're seeing just a whole lot of tanks and then just magic damage. Oh, but here we go though. The Ram is coming in on the Teemo, doing a good amount of damage as well. Talon coming in to save the day. Teemo is going to be able to get out. Shen does get taken down by the Talon swooping in at the very last minute. And Teemo just almost got taken down there. It is so unfortunate. But the Blitzcrank now going to try to get on the Morgana, but she has her flash, she has her spell shield. And it's just going to be no dice for Blitzcrank, unfortunately. We're still seeing this Yuumi sit mid. Vex is starting to get a little stronger, though, so Yuumi is probably going to be having a harder time here. But now Caitlyn is just autoing this Draven from across the map. My goodness. There's just so little that he can do now that her auto range is just so long. And that Morgana keeping him at range as well. He does not want to get hit by a Q or a W from that Morgana. Here comes the Vex, though, doing some serious damage on that Yuumi now. It is starting to rack up. Teemo going to start, and Talon actually both now start making their way bot lane here. Yuumi going to try to make something happen. Onto the Vex. She is rooted. Not a whole lot she can do. Yuumi actually attaches to the Talon to avoid taking that damage immediately, but the Ignite is going to get her taken down before the Vex also gets taken down as well by the Teemo. So pretty solid bait by the Yuumi there, helping out her Teemo friend. And now we're seeing Draven and Blitz stuck under tower right now. Not wanting to get hit by the Caitlyn and Morgana skill shots. That is just so scary. You do not want to get hit by either of those things. Talon going to go ahead and steal the blue buff as well from the Rammus. Poor guy. And I think CG might want to take this a little bit slower now that they have the Yuumi mid. Probably not going to take as many risks. Ram is trying to steal the blue buff from the Talon. I don't think he's going to like that very much. He's going to try to make something happen here. Ram is getting really low, forced to flash out there. But Talon is in hot pursuit. Yuumi giving him the zoomies. Yuumi zoomy. Oh my goodness. Talon going to use his R there to try to make something happen. Is going to get the Vex down to about half health there. But she is going to be able to make it out with her life. And things are looking pretty comfortable right now for CG. Talon now. Oh my goodness, just barely getting out of that Blitzcrank Q range. My goodness, that is so lucky. That could have spelled disaster for the Talon. Though he does have his, I believe, does he have his Gorge Wrinkle already? Yes, he does, so he is pretty bulky right now. Oh my goodness, the Talon, though, not able to get out. I don't think he cares, though. He just walks up and kills the Rammus now. He's going to hop over the wall again, try to get a kill on this Draven here, looks like. Draven going to use his R, trying to make something happen. Doesn't quite work out. The Shen R does come out, though, and block the damage. from Draven, but it's just not enough. Talon with the healing. Oh my goodness, he's just not going to go down. That Gore Drinker and the Yuumi combo. Just too much healing at the moment. And he is still running around strong right now. Back to about a third HP. Just in hot pursuit of this Vex. He's going to hop over this wall. Oh my goodness. But the Vex. Oh my goodness, that was such a good flee by her as well. That was so much burst damage, and now they're going to try to go after the Yuumi here. Is she going to be able to get out? Yes, she is. Just an amazing play by that Vex, though, to get that important shutdown. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a whole lot that PV can do to capitalize off of it, as there is just so much map control from the side of CGC here. They cannot get that dragon at the moment, and that would be a very nice dragon to have, especially for their tanks. You know, give themselves... It is the mountain dragon, so it'd be nice to be a little tankier, but it looks like they are going to get it anyway, in spite of the superior map control from... superior map vision, excuse me, from CG. So right under their noses as they were resetting, PV just walked up and got it. And this Yuumi now definitely doesn't want to leave this Talon side. I mean, what are you expecting? Just so much damage from him. And here we go. Here comes the Yuumi R. Unfortunately, he does step a bit out of position. The Talon does. Immortal Shield Bow does save the Draven there. And the Talon, unfortunately, not able to get the kill, but I don't think he is going to give up. He is now back to nearly full health thanks to that Yuumi. Vex still holding her own on the mid right now. Caitlyn very squishy, not really the safest option for her right now to be playing this far by herself when a Rammus gank is just right around the corner. But now Talon, though, making his way to the mid lane. Wants to try to tell this Vex something. And oh my goodness, I missed the hook. But Blitzcrank gets the Morgana from over the wall. Rammus is able to finish her off as well, so fantastic shutdown there. That is going to give them a little bit more gold here. Not enough to give them a sizable lead, but definitely helpful nonetheless. And the Blitzcrank Q gonna get the Caitlyn. She is gonna die now, probably. No, is gonna have to be able to get out there. But here comes the Vex. Gonna take her out. Gonna reset the ult as well. Here comes the Vex as well. Nope, Talon's gonna jump out at the very last second here. Is he gonna get the Vex? No, not yet. The Shen taunt and the block comes in to save the day. There are now 4 players shooting at the Talon here, but the Yuumi R is just too much. Talon healing for so much right now off that Gore Drinker, and that's going to be the Rammus and the Blitzcrank going down as well. Morgana kills the Shen as well. Talon, though, with that Noxian Diplomacy, does take down the Blitzcrank. He's going to hop over the wall, try to kill the Draven here. Draven, not sure if he's going to be able to make it out in time. He does use that E, though, to displace them a tiny bit, but he is probably not going to make it out here, especially with Yuumi giving Talon those zoomies here. He is in hot pursuit right now. He really wants this Draven dead. Here it comes. Draven getting down super low. There's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do here. Does flash, but it is too little, too late. Draven getting super low, and there he goes. The Yuumi ends up getting the kill on the Draven. Looks like that may have been on purpose, the way she hopped out there and autoed him at the last second, but my goodness. Fantastic play from the Talon and the Yuumi there. Just goes to show you how dangerous a fed Yuumi and a fed Talon are, especially together on the same team. Let's see, what mythic is the Yuumi running right now? Yuumi is running Ludens with a Dark Seal, so she is full AP right now. Even actually has the support item as well. She has went ahead and bought that. So just another big lead here from CG. Not a whole lot that can be done about it at the moment. Talon just now freely farming in the enemy jungle. Yuumi going to end up getting the blue buff. That's actually going to be pretty good for them, because now she won't have many mana problems, thankfully. Caitlyn finding herself in a bit of a precarious position here. She is going to be able to hop over the wall there and get to safety, thankfully. And that is going to be Scuttle for PV. Rammus now coming in trying to make something happen. Can't quite do it. Don't want to have to deal with that Yuumi R and that Talon. Now Talon coming in on the Blitzcrank, going to try to make something happen. Blitzcrank is caught out. Not a whole lot he can do. He's going to get taken down by the Caitlyn there. Great damage from the Talon right now. Just completely shredding at the moment. Draven is in on the Caitlyn. It's not going to be enough, though. He is going to get taken down very quickly there by the Teemo. He was up by himself there. Meanwhile, Vex doing her best to try to poke from the back. And PV is doing all they can to try to hold this turret, but it is just so much pressure from CGC at the moment. Those waves are just getting pushed in so fast. And once again, CG have climbed to a very respectable lead in such a short amount of time. And they really need to make something happen here. That is, PV does. They need to get this shutdown on the Teemo, on the Talon. They need to try to get this Drake again, this Infernal Drake. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it, unfortunately.
Red team has slain the dragon.
So all they can really count on is just catching these players out of position. And we're just going to see both of these teams carefully farm right now. Not really doing anything too drastic or risky here. Just doing some standard farming, wanting to get their next items, their next power spikes. And it may be a while before we see some action. It looks like PV have finally decided they want to take it a little bit slow, not really look for many kills here. They just kind of want to, you know, let these waves push into them. But the Talon, though, just going to confidently jump in here into all these players now. The Draven going to get taken down very low as well. The Immortal Shield Bow not going to be enough to save him. Yuumi R comes out as well. Going to hopefully try to catch some players out of position. Now Blitzcrank is in danger. He's going to be dying as well. The Teemo Mushroom probably going to finish him off there. Looks like it. And now Talon wants to go ahead and direct his team to the Baron. So CG is probably going to go ahead and start that. Yes, looks like it. They want to give their minions a bit of a big buff here so they can safely push into the blue base. And here we go. Baron is melting right now thanks to that Leandries and that Talon and that Yuumi adaptive damage. My goodness, this thing is going down fast. Not to mention Caitlyn is dealing a large amount of damage with that Kraken Slayer too. So that's going to be a nice extra chunk of gold for CGC here. And they're now going to be able to get these minion waves pushed in. If they really wanted to, they could just kind of ARAM and let their minions poke down the tower and just kind of win the team fight from there. CGC now sitting with a 15,000 gold lead at 23 minutes. And there's simply not a whole lot that PV can do at this moment here. All they can really do is just try to delay this game and try to make stuff like this happen. Oh my goodness, the Morgana gets completely melted there. Fantastic Q from the Blitzcrank. Now Talon is getting low as well, but the Yuumi speed going to help him get out of that precarious situation. Now, the Caitlyn caught out as well. She's just inside a bunch of players here. She is going to use her flash and her heal there. Is she going to be able to get out with this blast cone? Yes, it looks like it. She does somehow manage to make it out and live to see another day. My goodness, that was a fantastic escape there from the Caitlyn. Now Talon is going to be recommitting Rammus now all alone. He is the one who finds himself caught out. And the Caitlyn are going to come out and kill the Rammus, executing him from that health pool. All this while, Teemo's been sitting top lane, just sort of split pushing and killing these inhibs. And Talon going to be pulled by the Blitzcrank. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. He is going to be so close to getting shut down. That Yuumi, though, those Zoomies are saving him at the moment. And there's just so little that PV can do to close these gaps. And now Shen going to be caught out, getting very low. That shield going to be able to save him. Now here comes the Talon recommitting over the wall. Is going to go ahead and take down the Shen. Will effortlessly kill that Draven as well. Oh my goodness, they are running away with it right now. And Teemo has just been sitting in the PV base this whole time. And Teemo just autoing the Rammus to death. Now here comes the Vex. Gonna try to kill the Teemo there. He is so low. Will he get taken out? No, he will not. Teemo barely making it out there. Oh my goodness, what a heartbreak. And we see Yuumi just emoting a little bit, doing some celebratory emoting. And that is going to be game, set, match, it looks like. And here comes Draven, though, with the double kill, though. Maybe a small comeback, hopefully. The Blitzcrank, though, barely missing that Q. And now we are looking at triple inhibs. This game is as good as over. That is going to be a 2-0 victory for the side of CGCC. GG, well played. And thank you all so much for tuning in to the MCEL preseason match of PVCC versus CGC. I hope you guys have all had a fantastic day. I hope you all have enjoyed the stream and the cast. And we will see you guys again very, very soon.